Warsaw. Hi. Hola.
Hello.
Of course, the reason of this meeting is the new album. Not exactly new, the collection of old songs with few new things. I get a feeling that your fans are more than fans of single songs, hit singles, than fans of whole albums. So it was difficult to choose songs for that kind of compilation.
Yeah, no, it definitely was. I think we weren't necessarily sure about doing a best of when we started these discussions, but I think we sort of came around to it when we realised that we haven't sort of looked back yet. We've always been constantly focused on the new thing, and it felt like the right time, I guess, with me and Justin having been in the band for 3 records and 3 records before with Chris. It felt like a good time to sort of look back and reflect on what the band has achieved over the last 15 years. Yeah.
Jak rozumiem z Państwa reakcji, chyba tłumaczyć nie trzeba. Yeah. Okay, I think they understand, so it will be easier. This is not the only, as I said, compilation album. We got a few new songs. I wonder, it was totally new stuff, or just you find something, you know, in the old songs that you decide to record again? I'm thinking about these 3 new songs. Okay. It was totally new songs, or?
Yeah, we wrote them after Violence, and we didn't really feel like making a new album. It didn't really feel like the right time. We felt quite full of energy, and it was quite cool to go to California, and yeah, it was fun. And these songs are quite colourful and exaggerated, and they felt like the big brothers and sisters of Violence. It felt connected to Violence, even though it was written afterwards. So here we are.
When you started working on these 3 songs, I wondered, that was from the beginning the idea to just record 3 songs for the compilation album?
We actually had 4 songs, but and it wasn't definitely going to be for a best of. Maybe it was. We didn't really know. I really liked the name Black Gold for an editor's best of. So as soon as we had the name, it was like, well, let's do it. You know? Yeah.
I read somewhere that you got an idea to release that kind of album a few years ago. So what was the reason that you wait for this release till now?
I don't know if there ever is a right or wrong time to do this type of thing. I was just on a TV show with McFly. Have you heard of McFly? They're a boy band. They did a best of after their 3rd record. That's too early. So, yeah, 6 records. It felt like Elliott said, there's a symmetry. It felt like the right time. And despite all of that kind of worry about being nostalgic and getting old, it's quite nice now to take a pause and just appreciate what we've been doing, and speak to fans sometime, and them to share their memories of what we've been doing. It's cheesy, but it's really nice. It's been a good experience. Yeah. So next year we'll worry about the future.
Okay, the first from this new song is Frankenstein. It's a joyful song.
What's that?
Joyful song, in my opinion. So it's a little bit tricky connected to this title.
It's a cartoon song. You know, it feels over the top, deliberately so, and it's melodic and it's good fun, for the want of a better word. But I don't know. When we released Papillon, everyone was like, "What the fuck is this?" I feel sometimes it's a bit similar to that, you know, Frankenstein. So, given time, it'll make sense. I promise.
Okay. Another new songs are Upside Down and title track. When I listen to this track, and I'm thinking about the tracks from the beginning of your career, when you play more guitar-driven songs, I wonder what changed that during all these years that you decide to move from this more guitar-oriented sound to more synthesizer sound?
Well, initially, when we went from records 2 to records 3, it was Chris. He didn't want to play the guitar anymore, and we could never tell Chris what to do. So. And that's fine. That was cool. And to make that record with Flood, it was a lot of fun. and a really important step in our, in the 6 records, that's a really important step that we made. So, yeah, to start with, it was his idea really. And since then, we've just become more at home in the studio. And playing with machines and computers and synthesizers, and that kind of experimentation has become a real fundamental part of the songwriting process. In the early days, we just stand around with guitars, and it was youthful and energy and intensity, but it was different. It's changed. You might go back that way, I don't know, but you just always trying to do things differently. It gets boring otherwise.
Okay, today we can buy this record with additional EP, with demos from Snowfield period.
Yeah.
I wonder, how do you remember that time when you recorded this stuff?
Yeah, I mean, most of these songs were demos that we did for Island Records. Before we were editors, and the music back then was a little bit prettier. It was a little bit more melodic. It was less angular. Island Record didn't sign us. They didn't sign us. They didn't like it very much. I don't know, man. It's a long time ago. It was an exciting time. Those songs made the whole, because we were in Birmingham at the time, and those recordings, the whole of the music industry came to see us play in Birmingham, and so that period was, oh shit, I think this is going to happen. Then it doesn't happen. Oh, it's going to happen. Then it doesn't happen, and then yeah, it was fun.
That kind of release are always good. Good to looking back. So I wonder, what are your feelings when you listen to songs like Munich or Ballads?
Let's ask Justin. What's your? How do you feel when you listen to Munich?
When I listen to Munich, it reminds me of when I first started the band and trying not to mess the songs up when we were rehearsing them. You got to think, you get asked to come into a rehearsal room of a band that have got quite, a very specific guitar sound, a very specific way of playing things. But luckily, when we had conversations about doing it, the band didn't really care about that. They just wanted me to play it how I wanted to play it. So Munich and Bullets, or anything from the first 2 album period, just reminds me of just trying to not fuck it up, basically.
Me? Yeah, I mean, it was an exciting time, of course. The best thing about that time was because me and Russell were working in a call centre for a bank. So we were working for Lloyd's TSB on the phones, Monday to Friday, and then Chris and Ed were working in a shoe shop. So we would work in the day, we'd get in my car, we'd drive to central Birmingham, and then we would rehearse. And that would be our routine every day. Maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks we'd have a show. They had unsigned band nights. And I remember the feeling of excitement and just energy change when songs like Bullets and Munich and Fingers in the Factories, when those things started to grow, I remember the feeling in the rehearsal room being, okay, this is different, this feels a different energy. And then when we did eventually sign to Kitchenware Records for £10,000, which we demoed for Ireland and they didn't want to sign us, and we signed to Kitchenware for basically no money. We just had to go and do gigs, but it was like, shit, this is our job now. We called up Lloyd's TSB and said, we're not coming into work next week. We're in a band. Proper band. And then didn't have enough money anymore to pay the rent, so I had to move in with our managers, and Ed moved in with Russell's parents. But it was still really cool. It was the best feeling ever. That to this day is the best feeling. And obviously those songs took us on a journey, and we ended up, in Glastonbury and things like that. And it was cool, super cool.
Okay.